roll. 4 people dead. 5. 7 dead. 8. 'So you may have heard me counting at the beginning of the video. 4 dead, 5 dead, 7 dead. And before that, you saw him just kind of deliberately looking around, slicing the pie, playing the angle smoothly, trying to identify threats and not over-penetrate. He was doing a better job with tactics. But then all of a sudden, as he's carefully looking for threats to ensure his survival and the elimination of the threat, he comes about this ethical dilemma. And he's realizing that the better your tactics are, the worse your morality is, the worse your ethics are. And it's quite a dilemma, recognizing that every moment he's being careful, more are dying. 4 dead, 5 dead, another person dead. Whether that's in people are getting shot up in a church or a bunch of little kids in a school or something. You'll have to live the rest of your life with, 15 people were dead. And if I had been a little bit quicker, only 9 would be. Only 7 would be. And you'll live the rest of your life wondering that. Now, it also doesn't do you too much good to immediately close on the threat and get killed yourself. So we want at least good enough tactics, which means we win the fight. So it's not just kind of like, grab your gun like a suitcase and just sprint blindly. You want a good enough tactic so that you win and you don't get shot by another civilian who doesn't realize that you aren't the threat, or get killed by police or something else like that, or get killed by the active shooter themselves. We need good enough tactics and tactical wherewithal so that we can prevail. But the ethical considerations are a big, big deal. For me personally, I recognize that I could do a good job here, but I'm going to give a little bit on the tactics side because I'm going to close on that thread as fast as I possibly can. You can probably get away with some violations of some tactical principles that I saw the student doing. I'm like, man, here, you deserve to die here because you didn't cut this, you didn't even check this corner. And so he's making mistakes all over the place, but the reason why is he said, yeah, I was taking gambles so that I could save more and be faster. To which I just have to sit back and say, rock on, brother. That's awesome. We had a fire chief come up and he was doing this course as well. And he was doing the right thing as well, like you saw the student doing in the video. But then as soon as I said, all right, that's 3 dead, he looked at me and all of a sudden it processed. And then he just took off like a bolt of lightning. This is obviously a guy who spent his whole life running and burning buildings to save people. But he had that, protector, savior mentality. And he just bolted straight to it. And, he just terrible, just absolute no tactics, nothing. He just went to it. And I really couldn't gig him for it because I understood what was going on. The ethics of the whole situation, your personal moral framework is going to dictate the speed at which you move, and really if you close on the active shooter threat in general. I don't want to tell people, hey, this is how you respond to an active shooter threat, when really they're saying, hey, good luck, those guys. That's cop's job. I'm getting out of here because I am supposed to be here for my family. And so I'm not going to play morality police on anyone else. All I can do is say, hey, what do you think? What's right to you? Now let me help you balance these things so that we can actually prevail, right? I'm constantly surprised at how many people are asking me about this kind of stuff. I regularly have students be like, yeah, my active shooter bag or whatever else, they've got rifles staged in their vehicles with kits so that all of a sudden they could just grab and go and respond to a threat. And so there are just a couple considerations that people aren't really thinking about. Another thing is what to do when you encounter law enforcement. What would I recommend to my students? And I'd even put this in the scenario. So they're running and I'll be like, all right, law enforcement, you hear police sirens in the background. And they just keep kind of clearing the house to make sure everything's clear. I'm like, You hear police entering the room, and then they just kind of like look up, and I'm like, and then now you're dead. Which basically means if cops come in and you've got a gun in your hand, they're going to shoot you. That's the information that they have of there's a guy there killing people, and then they come in and, hey, there you are with a gun. You're going down. So what I want the students to do is ditch the gun, lay down complete like flat on the ground, and then you can speak to cops. But that's the best way that you could actually survive. There's also legal issues you really need to work through as well. So this is not a active shooter training class. This is a couple tips that can help prepare your mind to kind of get you in the right mindset. So I hope it was helpful. Go ahead and comment, like, share. Yeah, share, and subscribe. And guys, it's not good enough just to train hard. You got to train smart. Warrior Poets, see you next time.